Hey everybody, this is a Very Vibrant Makeup channel, and yes, I don't have any makeup on. I am just getting ready, so my brows are done at least. This is going to be a video about revisiting a palette that was once looked at in the past, and I kind of wanted to dive into it again, just to resurface it. I guess you can say it's like a flashback palette video, but yeah, I decided to go and kind of revisit it and see if I could love it again, because a lot of palettes get in my collection and they kind of just after a while I'm like, I don't really care for you. But now I want to get back into it, and the one I'm talking about is the Serpentina palette. This one is a new one. I actually repurchased this because I had it in the past and I broke it. I know, made me sad. But I did like it in the past, so I wanted to revisit it again. So this is from Kat Von D, Serpentina Palette. I will link the video, I think that I put it on below. So this is a brand new palette. It has not been touched nor swatched because I already know how it looks. So yeah, let's revisit what this palette is about, and then we'll get into a look using this palette. This palette is called Serpentina. It's kind of like Egyptian theme, but I like how, I mean, the box is really thick, so it's hard to store, but I do store my palettes in a drawer, so it works perfectly, I guess, with my storage situation. So it has 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 colors. So it has 8 colors. Blood Milk, going from here, Blood Milk is a matte. Medusa is a shimmer. Ankh is I think it's like matte with micro glitters. So there's Blood Milk, Medusa, Ankh, and then this video is just about revisiting the Serpentina palette and kind of bringing my love back for Kat Von D's shadows kits or eyeshadow palettes in the past back to life. I have a lot of her stuff. I have I know I have the Mi Vida Loca, Pastel Goth. I have the Kat Von D Too Faced collaboration. I have the Kat Von D half, and I have the Metal Matte palette. So I just kind of wanted to revisit this palette and just kind of share my love for it and why I repurchased it. Alright, so I zoomed you in, and I'm going to be using my Shadow Insurance from Too Faced. I just like this primer. I'm just going to put that over top. So we're creating a look with the palette and just kind of playing with the colors a little bit more. So I'm actually taking a cream shade from my Too Faced Totally Cute palette, and it's Double Scoop. I need this to set my primer just because my lids are super oily. So I use this to set my lids so that my colors will blend a lot better. That's just my preference. You don't have to do this, but if you have oily lids, you know exactly what I mean. You kind of need something to help the powders go on a little smoother. You could take a translucent powder as well. So dipping into the colors, I'm obviously going to use Blood Milk as a transition shade. That's the only thing about this, is that the two mattes, I mean, I can do cool tones with this one, and then I can do with Blood Milk, what is it, Venom and Blood Milk. I can do cool tones with Venom, and I can do warm tones with Blood Milk. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a warm tone, and plus I want to show you how much I adore Blood Milk. So I'm just taking this on a crease brush. Whew, pigmentation. I'm going to blow out my crease now because I already have a lot on my crease. You know what, let's do this, because I'm just kind of winging it right now. I'm actually going to take both and do different eyes, because why not? I do a lot of those at work, different eyes. Like I'll do a warm tone and then a cool tone on one eye. So I like doing that lately. It's just my preference. So I'm going to take Venom, which is the purple shade, and do a cool tone on my left eye. Why not? You know what I mean? And see, this purple is a little It's always been a little weird for me just because I'm not used to a matte purple. It's a real pretty cool tone purple. So I mean, it works for like cool tones. I'm gonna have to make sure I match the blowout that I did on the other one, because that one was so much pigment that I don't wanna. I'm just gonna buff that edge right there. So I want them to match a little bit. Okay, so for the warm tone side, I'm going to pick, I'm going to do my same eye or that, or I might do like something a little different, but I think I might just go with the same type of look. So for the warm tone eye, I'm going to use this one on the outer corner and kind of mix this one too. So that is Queen and Ankh. So I'm going to take Queen and put it on the outer corner. I just like this look because it's, for me, it's easy to achieve. Do note I am a mom. Don't worry, I'll start venturing out into other looks, but this is just what helps kind of contour my eye a little bit. It just works for my eye type. So if you like doing these outer corner, brighter inner corner type looks, then you can achieve this with this palette. So I'm taking just a little bit of blood milk to buff out those edges. Alright, so on the cool tone eye, I'm going to use Nile, which is that blue shade. I'm going to do the same thing. And this is why I love this palette, because you can really play with color families. It's got both in there, which is what I'm happy about. The only thing is I probably will have to pick up Medusa to do, it's more cool tone gold, so I might have to do that. So I'm just going to buff out my edge with Venom. Alright, so I've got both my shades, sorry my camera started shifting. I got both my shades set down. Now I'm going to put on my inner portion of my lid color. So I definitely want to take Hieroglyph, which is this coppery orangey gold. Then I'm going to take that on my warm tone eye. Alright, so now I'm going to apply my inner corner colors, and I'm taking Hieroglyph, which is that beautiful kind of orangey copper color, and I'm going to put that on my inner portion of my lid. This one I remember in my other palette had issues, and even when you see that video, use my finger, when you see that video, you notice that I do say on there that my first one I purchased online was not at all pigmented, so I ended up returning it. And then when I saw it hit the stores, I swatched in the store and it actually came out a lot better. So it's so weird. This one was still an issue. It always had kind of like this weird, you have to kind of build it a little bit. So now I'm taking Queen, and I'm going to blend the colors together. Just taking it further in towards the middle. And I'll take my finger again and then just kind of buff them together. See? There's kind of, like on camera it looks like I have a gap, but I don't. It's like I don't. I take blood milk a little bit more in there. And do that. So now for the cool tone side, I'm going to take Medusa. That is the most cool tone shade that I can find. And then I'll just pick that up and put that on my inner corner. It's a lot darker than what I remember. But it has to be more cool tone so that it kind of matches what I'm going there. And then I'll take a little bit of Nile and just kind of blend them together in the middle so that they kind of sync together. And I remember Medusa was pretty pigmented, so it works out really well. Worked out pretty good. Alright, so the rest of my makeup is done. So I'm going to take some stuff to put on the lower lash line. For the warm tone side, I think I'm going to go in with Onk. Just this one right here. And I'm just going to smudge that underneath my eye. So I'm just trying to find a clean brush here. So Onk is more of like that brown. I'm actually going to take this color all the way in. Ooh. Shows up more like black brown. That's okay though, I like it. So I'm going to take a little bit of blood milk. Just a tiny bit, that's all you need. And I'm going to buff it out. Might need to take a cleaning blending brush and just kind of buff that too. And I just want to buff these edges out so it's nice and clean. And then for the cool tone side, I'm going to take Scarab, which is that green shade. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to run it all on my lower lash line. And then take a little bit of Venom, which is the purple that I used in my crease. And buff it out. Alright, so now I'm going to take the pigment in its Profit. It's that antique gold pigment. And then I'm going to take just a small little brush right like this. And I'm going to apply these to both sides just to kind of unify the look a little bit. So I'm going to use the antique gold on the inner corner of both looks. And you really don't need that much because a little goes a long way. Alright, so I'm going to keep going with the look. And I'm actually going to use the Kat Von D Tattoo Liner. This is the shade Trooper. This is my favorite liner that I've used so far besides the Laura Geller one. I'm just going to create a wing on both sides. And then of course finish my look with some mascara. Alright, so I did my eyes. Now I'm going to actually I did most of my face, so I did the cheek color, the bronzer, and I'm wearing like Urban Decay's Beached bronzer in Bronzed. And then for blush, I'm actually using a mini Tarte color that I had called Pampered. And then for the cheeks, I'm actually going to do one on each side different. So for the warm tone side, I use Pink Opal. And I'm using the Alchemist palette. Sorry, I didn't specify which palette I was using. And then for the cool tone side, I'm going to use Blue Sapphire from the Alchemist palette. For lips, I'm actually going to use non-Kat Von D. I'm going to be using the matte shaker from Lancome. This is the shade Beige Vintage. This is the most popular shade at my store, at least. We never have it in stock, so when we had one left, I figured I'd pick it up. So that's what it looks like. And if you want like a wear test, I can definitely do that for you, but I've already been using it, so I know exactly how the wear test is. But if you guys want to know how it is, I can definitely do a video for you. So what you do is you shake it up. I'm going to show you how to use it. Shake it up, and what that does is it deposits the color on the applicator. And the applicator is actually just this little sponge tip, and then you go on. Like so. It's a real pretty color. It's very universal with all kinds of looks. That's why I wanted to choose it for this look, because it's warm and it goes with what I have. So, alright, so I'm finished getting ready. But yeah, this is a good palette. I know they had offered it on the app. Again, that's how I got it again. But you can definitely see if it's on her website. I don't know for sure, but it was on Sephora's temporarily for the app because they were relaunching it. So I'm hoping that they bring it back because it is a good palette, and I wanted to just show my love and kind of like, you know, my overall adoration for Kat Von D's shadows. I am so glad I repurchased this because I really was sad that mine had died and I really wanted to get into it back again. The colors are just amazing, and I will swatch them for you with my fingers. This is going to be a video that I'm not going to be like focusing so much on a review. It's just how it performs again. Just playing with old palettes are great. So there's Blood Milk, as you can see. And then the next shade is Medusa. And then there's Ankh. And then Queen. So those are the shades right there. They're absolutely beautiful. And see, they're still on my finger. They're so beautiful, but they're so pigmented. So if you're not used to that much pigmentation, I would not suggest getting it because it is a little hard to blend at first. I know Venom is hard to blend. All right, and then there is Hieroglyph, which this one is a little bit more difficult for brush to put on. It's always been that way. This one is Nile, Scarab, and Venom. They're really, really pretty. The only thing is they are powdery, so you will have fallout. That's why I always do my eyes first before I do my actual makeup, my full makeup. So it's much easier for me to do it that way. Alright, so now I'm going to show you Prophet, which is the loose pigment in the bunch. It's supposed to be that antique, really pretty antique gold. I love how she takes inspiration from a lot of things. Like she'll get inspiration from different types of furniture or just art pieces, stuff like that. So here, this is Prophet. I know it's a little patchy because I kind of had powder all over, but that's what it looks like blended out. So it's a real pretty, and it's in my inner corner, it's a real pretty antique gold. It's unique. I really don't have a gold like that in my collection, so that's really nice. I will do another video comparing it to the Nubian 2, because I know for a while people said it was similar to the Nubian 2 palette, which, I mean, this one performs just the same as that one. That's why I like Kat Von D, because it performs just as well. Kat Von D puts a lot of effort and art into her actual palette, so I mean, this is worth the money. I just love the design on it. All of the art on here is her design, and then it has all the colors on the back. So I'm so glad I repurchased it because I was very sad that I broke mine. I don't know what happened, but it just was shattered and I was so upset. But yeah, I wanted to make sure that I got it, and when I saw that it was relaunching, I jumped on it and I got another one because I was so excited because I absolutely love this palette. It's really pretty. Even though my eye look is not for everyday use, this is just how I wear it. I work in the beauty industry, so this is how I wear my eyeshadow. I like to be different. I like to be out there, just so that I can kind of speak to all sorts of colors and just have my artistry involved in that. So yeah, that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope it helped you kind of if you have Kat Von D palettes, kind of go back into them and see what made you fall in love with in the first place about the palettes that you have purchased from her, anything from her lipsticks, anything like that. So if you want me to do kind of like videos that revisit older palettes, I don't have a lot of the older palettes that I've originally purchased because I don't hoard makeup. I like to make sure that they find a good home if I don't use them. But if you want to kind of see like palettes that I've kept through the years that I still love and use, let me know in the comments down below. So I hope you guys like this eyeshadow look from the Kat Von D Serpentina palette, and I hope you enjoyed this video on revisiting the Serpentina palette. And if you got one for that relaunch, I'm so happy for you because it is still the same awesome formula. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.